Butter dog. Dog with the butter.
All right, before we get into it, let's turn on our telepathic power lights. Ah! Brain fart. Is it on?
Whoa, I can do anything.
Hey, valued viewers. This is Bean.
And potato.
And today we're going to be talking about episode 3 from season 4. It's mostly going to be about Reiner, but we're going to talk about other things like Pieck, Eren, and a little bit of Falco. Alright, with that said, let's jump into it. I really liked the profiles that they showed off for the different Titans. It reminded me of like 007, GoldenEye, with their case files. And for Pieck, I thought it was kind of lame for her power and her strength as being a table.
Yeah, definitely. In comparison to the other Titans, the female Titan, the colossal Titan, the armor Titan.
I mean, her strength comes from being able to use different tools, but that kind of reminds me of Batman. And what's Batman without his tools? Just a man?
It reminds me of Barbie. You've got like astronaut Barbie. Oh, just change her up. Now she's a chef. Oh, now she's a dentist.
This ended up being a roast of Pieck.
Boom, roasted.
Hopefully we'll see her show up. We'll be like, wow, Pieck's Titan number 1. I thought it was really hilarious that she comes out of the swamp with she looked like an alligator.
Another theme we found throughout the episode is a full circle, and the first example is being with Marcel. The first time that we see Marcel being apologetic for his brother Gallard's actions towards Reiner is in the courtyard when they're saying who's going to be chosen to be the next warriors. And he makes some jabs at Reiner, saying that all he has is his loyalty to Marley, and that's not going to cut it.
The way he looks at Reiner is like, I'm sorry for what I'm about to do.
The next time that we see Marcel being apologetic is when Reiner does become chosen as a warrior. The last time that we see Marcel being apologetic is the night before their mission, and why Reiner got chosen was because he lied to the commanders about his brother being subpar and how Reiner was so good. And right before he dies, he tells them again, I'm sorry. We're given a glimpse of, why he's been apologetic, because he knows he feels guilty for his brother's actions. But I beg to differ because of things we'll get into later about Reiner. A common theme throughout this episode is rejection with Reiner. From the very beginning, he's told by his mom how his father rejected them and left. Then later, whenever he becomes a warrior and has the opportunity to get close again with his father, he's rejected again.
Not to mention, he's already born into this world as an Eldian who is looked at so poorly by the Marleyans.
And even his fellow warriors pick on him. Even the night before they attack the wall, he's getting second guesses by his own comrades, such as Annie.
And then finally, we see that Eren breaks this circle when Eren's on the ground. It seemed to have touched Reiner and shifted Reiner. He was changed by somebody who he was taught was the enemy. And then we see the death of Marcel. Reiner does think back to this as he's about to attack Wall Maria. He says, I still don't understand anything. We see that death is causing a little bit of tension within himself. We then see the death where he thinks about his mom's dream. And at this moment, he finally accepts that his mom's dream will never come true. We then see a jarring scene is running through Reiner's mind in these moments that he's about to make an irreversible decision. And we can't help but wonder why.
The best thing that we could come up with was whenever Reiner comes over to Paradise, he realizes that these are humans and that people that are truly in the wrong are the Marlins. And he's coming to terms with that in his flashbacks that he's having in his memories. But the common theme is he is struggling with what he represents and who he's trying to be. And rather than dealing with all of that, he'd rather choose to not deal with it.
One of the final deaths that we picked up in this episode was Reiner actually dying as himself. After Marcel gets eaten by Ymir, Annie's really angry with Reiner. They start fighting, and then Reiner says Reiner is dead and that he will be whoever he needs to be. Reiner, Annie, and Bertolt are all inside of the walls now, and Reiner apologizes to them almost as though he really did become Marcel, and he says, I will be the warrior that I need to be.
For Reiner's hope in this exact moment of him about to end everything is Falco.
Falco bangs on the wall. Reiner stops and gasps for air and says, I still have these guys. So now we see that Reiner literally felt like he had nothing. Now he's clinging to Falco and the new crew to give him this new sense of hope.
And that's so optimistic because for Eren to be his first friend, it was unfortunate that he was on the enemy side. But now we're seeing Falco in a similar light as Reiner, and they are on the same side. Also, we've seen in the past episode, he's giving him that perseverance to not just give way to Gabby taking the armored titan spot, even if it's supposed to go to her. Because we've seen this scenario in this episode with himself and Galliard. On the flip side, we also see Eren. Eren was the first person to give him hope and not reject him like the whole world had been doing so far.
It almost takes Reiner aback.
He mentions, you want to wipe out all the titans? You can do it. All you have to do is just keep moving forward. This is super powerful because Reiner said it to Eren first, and it's almost like a full circle because that is the slogan of the Attack Titan, as mentioned by Eren Kruger.
We also know that Reiner is devastated that Eren is the coordinate, as we see in this clip from a previous episode here. He says, why does it have to be him? And in the past, we thought maybe it was because Eren is so gung-ho. Now we're starting to think maybe it's because Eren started to mean so much to Reiner.
He genuinely felt hurt by his friend being the coordinate. And we see this on Eren's side when he's in Reiner's hands when he's being kidnapped. So now let's talk about Falco meeting up with Eren. So first off, he tells Falco he's here, he's lost his memories, but he's lying. This is almost identical of when Grisha went to paradise. He said he didn't have any memories. And another part is Eren is instilling hope into Falco by telling him he wants to live a long life. Then we see a 180 flip and
Eren starts getting in his head.
and he starts spewing some deep lines that we can interpret, but for Falco, he's like looking at him like, you should actually be here in these four walls, man. So Eren ends the episode by saying, every day I'm here, I think, why did it ever come to this? But people who push their own back see a different kind of hell. They can see something beyond that hell. It might be hope, it might be another hell. Only those who keep moving forward will ever know. Man, there's a lot of unpacking to do here with him being a door of hope. Quite literally, maybe they're going into another hell. Maybe they're going to go into another 2 seasons to figure out what's in the basement. We know what that's like. But in all honesty, he is being a door of hope, potentially. And the last part being, only those who keep moving forward will ever know. And that is what Reiner has told him. And that's also the goal of the Attack Titan, to move forward. Man.
Yes. Still, even though Reiner hurt him, he's still clinging to what Reiner said to him. I mean, yeah, okay, we know it's the Attack Titan slogan, but that doesn't mean that when he takes on the powers that's like written on his forehead now, that's what the slogan is. So I think that was a little ode to what Reiner had meant to him.
So in the end, there's a triangle that's formed here. We know that Eren has given hope to Falco. Falco has given hope to Reiner. And in the very beginning, long ago, Reiner gave hope to Eren.
Man, this episode was a heavy hitter. I know that we're usually a little more jokey, a little more lighthearted, but we really sat and talked about this episode and watched it a few times, and it just had such a heavy, serious tone. So let us know what you think. We approach this video a little bit differently than we have in the past. We're trying new things. We're going to be working to improve. This definitely isn't the final formula, but give us your feedback. Also, give us your feedback on the episode.
But can we talk about that nurse that was pushing that patient on the wheelchair?
Who that though?
I would bet dollars to donuts that's Mikasa. Jean's there. You can't
look
tell
at that
me.
Chin strap. What did you catch? What did we not catch? Did any of our interpretations surprise you or make you think a little bit harder? Let us know. Of course, please, no spoilers. We are not manga readers, and we do want our community to respect people who aren't reading the manga right now.
And check out our Twitch channel if you haven't already. It's Twitch TV at Bean and Potato. Anyways, make sure you hit that like button or subscribe if you haven't already. Bing, bing, bong. And the question of the episode is, what do you think Bertolt meant by this line here?
I think that said a lot about Bertolt, but Bertolt's dead.
Well, golly. Don't forget to like the video if you did, or dislike it if you didn't like it. Also, go ahead and subscribe now so that you can get more Attack on Titan content, but also so that you can be entered into our Attack on Titan giveaway. We have something that we're trying to give away. It's not the painting, because that project is not going as well as we planned it to, but don't worry, we're still going to keep on coming out with this content, and we have something else to give away that is merchable. This is Bean
and Potato
signing out. You traitors!